December 16, 1942. Dear Margie. Well, darling, here it is Wednesday, time marches on. Let it march, says I. Thank heaven the week has gone fairly quickly so far. It really has been cold this week, especially today. 12 below at 11 o'clock, and it must be lower than that now. We went on the range this afternoon to fire Bren guns, but they kept freezing on us. I only got 5 shots away, and that was average, so we gave it up for a bad job. I'm not sorry as I go on guard duty in an hour's time, so must hurry as I have buttons etc. to shine. The duty is 3 hours on and 6 off. I will only be out 3 hours but have to sit in the guardhouse for the other 6. We still have to go on parade in the morning, so we'll be a pretty tired boy. This going to upset my schedule as I have some ironing and washing to do besides copy a few notes. The officer asked me to take over a squad of men this morning for 15 minutes drill. After I finished, he asked me if I wanted to go to NCO school. I said no as I am already slotted for trade school and that will mean more in the future than any number of hooks. What do you think, darling? I know hooks are mine to have, but as I say they don't mean much after the war. You asked me what I was doing at 9:30 in the morning, just having breakfast, dear. The parade starts at that time. We go on company parade at 8:30. I often think of you, dear, when we are filling in after breakfast. I think Margie will be on her way to work or Margie will be just getting up. I am glad you are taking your fur coat, dear. You certainly need it if this weather prevails. Although you do look lovely in the new cloth one. Don't forget the long underwear for skiing. Well, darling, guess I will have to get to work as time marches on. So, with all my love, dear. We'll write tomorrow. As ever. Roger XXXX. December 17, 1942. Dear Margie. Just a couple of hurried lines, darling. It's 6:30 and I have to report to the orderly room at 7, so must hurry. I don't know what for, but I sure wish I was going to bed instead. This has been a long and cold day and we worked outside all the time. It was 28 below zero at 7 this morning and has stayed below zero all day. I'm a pretty tired boy. Spent 4 hours picket duty last night without a break from 8 until 12. The temperature averaged from 15 below to 20. I thought I would freeze, just kept walking all the time. Must have walked miles. I certainly wasn't long in going to sleep when it was over. Well, dearest, it's just 4 days to go and I will pull out of here. Yes, darling, I wish I could be home to keep you warm or to have you keep me warm. We will on Tuesday night. Well, darling, the corporal is putting on his coat, so had better get moving. So, until tomorrow, Margie. All my love to my wife. As ever. Roger XXXX. December 18, 1942. Dear Margie. Well, darling, Friday night, just 1 week until Christmas and 3 days until I leave here. It certainly has been cold weather, around 10 to 12 degrees below all morning, but warmed up to about 0 this afternoon. However, it's as cold as ever tonight. A heavy haze floats about 3 or 4 feet above the ground. It's perfectly level, about like water, above is clear and cold looking, the moon nearly full. Despite its light you can see a million stars. There are slight signs of northern lights. I hope there are some when we go north. I would like you to see them. Sometimes on an extremely cold night you can hear them. I had better shut up or you will bark at the northern trip. Received a letter from Mother today. They are impatiently waiting for us to arrive and want to know the train we will arrive on, so we'll drop them a line tonight. The umbrella you bought sounds okay, dear, and I am sure Mother will like it. I don't think she has a good one. In fact, I'm pretty sure. We spent the day building a bridge across a creek. I thought I would freeze. I was working up on a gin pole for nearly an hour. When I came down, they sent me to the fire to get warm. Just as I reached the fire, 2 majors came along. I saluted. The tallest asked if it was cold up the pole and how long I had been training. I told him and went to the fire. I learned after it was Vincent Massey, the actor. I thought he looked familiar but never suspected him. Well, dearest, guess this is all the news for the present. This will be the last letter, dear, until I see you, as you can't get this until Monday. I'm afraid I'm late for the early mail. So, until I kiss you, darling. All my love to the best girl. As ever. Roger XXXX.
After the war from 1952 to 1959, Vincent Massey was appointed as Governor General by King George VI.